Okay, YouTube, this is Jimdel-Edu. Once again, welcome back, guys. Welcome all of my friends around the world. Welcome back for part 13. This is part 13. On part 12, this is where we left. We created this. Now we're working with comments.php is the page of comments.php. This is the header here. Also, this is the logout button. Okay, if you click here, log out, and let me log in. Okay, now I'm inside of the admin panel. Now this is the dashboard. When you click here, and you got here. Now if you go back to the dashboard, let's go back to the dashboard. I'm going to add take everything. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is the last part. I'm going to add a few lines of code instead of the comment.php we just created earlier. Now I'm going to take name, content, vote, approved, date, action, and take all this, okay, all this inside of, let me increase this, inside of our database and display them. When you click comment, display them on this page. Okay, I'm going to take, okay, let me stay here inside of our database. Let me show you 1 second. I'm going to take name, content, submit date, everything here, everything inside of our database, and vote all of these images and approved, and I'm going to display them when you click comment, and you will see them here inside of here, this page. Okay, I want you to go back to our code editor. And this is where we left on part 12. Now this part is part 13, and this is where we left. Okay, and remember we're working with our admin folder, and inside of the admin folder, open comments.php, and this is where we left. Now let me go down a little bit. Now let's create, remember what I told you. I'm going to add everything inside of our database and display them here when you click on comment. When you click on dashboard, you got this, okay, but when you click on comment, which is a comment.php, you will see everything from your database to this page. Okay, let's do that. We need, 1 second, we need name, content, submit date, vote, images, and approved. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back to our code. Now let's start coding. The first thing I need is to add, okay, let me do this, comment this out for you. I'm going to say this is the comments. This is the comments page. This is the comments page, okay, right here. And go to the next line. I need the header, H2. My header, I'm going to call it comment. And if you refresh the page, go to file, save all, okay, and go back to our browser and refresh the page. Now we got comment. Okay, that's the header. Now good, I want you to skip one line, and I'm going to create a div. This is my first div. Class call, I'm going to call it links, like this. Okay, div class links. Let me make this bigger for you so that you can see. Okay, and increase this. Yes, and I want you to go inside of this div and create an anchor tag, and inside of href, call it comment without s, no s, comment.php. And this comment.php, I will create this one later. Okay, Now I put a comment, not comments. Remember that, that's without S. But the one we're working on now, the file we're working on now, it's comments right here. Comments.php. But this one is commit.php. Good. Okay. Now from the middle here, let me show you here. I want you to put create. Now here I put create comment. This is one of our button. When you click on create comment, you will get a form where you will be able to create your own comment as an admin. Okay, now I'm going to say create space comment like this, and put this. Now if you let me bring this is a block of code here. This is a block of code, independent. Okay, so now go here, skip one line, and if you save everything, go to file, save all, and go back to our browser, refresh the page. Okay, now this is the button. When you click on it, you see create comment. That will open a new page for you. Okay, now let's go back, let's continue. Now I want you to create a div. We need a div, this div for the content block. We need a content block like this, and remember, I can do it this way for you. Let me show you. And bring this up, and I'm going to comment this. I'm going to say end of content. Okay, this is the end of content block. This is the opening the closing. Okay, now I want you to go inside of it. Okay, expand it like this. Go inside of it. Now I want you to create another div here and call it table like this, and I can do the same thing and bring this up, call it, this is the end of the table, this is the opening, this is the closing. Now expand this one too and go inside of the div class table. Now let's create our table and say table, click on tab. Now you can do the same thing, copy this, paste it here. This is the end of the class table. Put it class table. This is the end of class table. This is the end of table. Okay, this is the end of table. This is the no, this is the class table. Let me switch this. Okay, this is the table, end of the table here, and put class here, end of the class table, and this is the closing class table, and this is the table. Okay, I want you to go now inside of the, let me bring this up, all of my closing tag, keep them closed. Okay, and I want you to bring, oops, what happened? I think we, oh yeah, remove this. Okay, now I want you to go inside. Okay, this is 3 closing so far. Go inside of the table here. Now what I'm going to do, now inside of the table, I need a table header. I'm going to call it T head. Also table header, this is where I'm going to pass all our header. And let me show you here. If you go to dashboard, go to the dashboard, and I need a name, content, vote. Now here I'm going to pass all these inside of the table, but these all of these are, we call them table header. This is the table header. Also we need a row, like this one is a table row, and then we need data to pass inside of it. Okay, let's go back and open comment. Okay, let's go back to our code. Now inside of the table here, I'm going to create T head like this, and we can say this is the end of T head. Okay, now this one we don't have to expand it, we only this 3 so far. Okay, inside of THead, let's create our table row TR, and inside of the TR, I'm going to create my first table data where we're going to put underneath, okay, table data for THead. This is where I'm going to take name, content, vote, approved, date, and action. Okay, our first one, let's call it TD, table data, and from the middle here, I'm going to put a pound sign. Okay, if you save everything, go back to our browser, refresh it. Okay, now that's number one, number two. If you go here, I'm going to say number one, number two, and so on, comment. Okay, now and go, this is our first table data, and next the second table data, TD, and here, let me expand this, make it bigger for you. And here I'm going, the first one, I'm going to pass a call span to the side, and from the middle here, I'm going to call it name. And go to the next line, my next TD, table data, I'm going to call it content. If you save everything, go to file, save all, and go back to our browser, refresh it. Okay, now so far you see we have name, content. Okay, now let's go back, and after name, content, let's create our next table data call, and inside of the first one, I'm going to pass a class called responsive hidden, like this. And from the middle here, capital V, call it vote. Next line, okay, table data, call it approved, like this. And go to the next line, TD. Okay, and next go to inside the first one, pass a class, call it responsive hidden, like this, because we want, okay, okay, like this. And from the middle here, call it date. Okay, and go to the next line, next table data, TD, and call it action. For the action, edit or delete. Actions. Okay, now this is a one block of code. Okay, inside of the table, this is a one block of code. Okay, now I want you to go to file, save all, and go back to our browser and refresh the page. Now you got an idea. Now we have, this is a pound sign for a number, this is a name, content, because we got everything here, we got name, content, and so on. Now we have name, content, vote, approve, date, and actions. We go back. Okay, now I want you to go to the next line. If you want, you can skip one line so that you can see what you're doing, or you can put it next after that. And let's skip one line. Skip one line. Let's call it, we need a table body. For the table body, this is where our body, this is where we're going to take all these tests, everything. Here, I'm going to create the T body. This is where I'm going to, where we will take everything. Okay, we're going to create everything here and place them, put them, or display them inside of this table. Okay, let's do that. Now we need the T body. Create T body like this. Okay, this is the end of T body, the closing part. We can bring it like this. Let me show you. Okay, now inside of the T body, the first thing I'm going to say is PHP. Let me bring this up. Okay, here, if the comment, I'm going to say if the comment is empty, if, I'm going to use the if statement. We don't need this. And then the curly braces. and this is one line. Okay, like this. If remove this, I say if empty parentheses, then I say comment. Okay, put a colon here and go to the next line. Now this is where I'm going to pass my table row, and inside of my table row I'm going to pass, let me pass my table data here. Let's keep it one line of code, and inside of the first one I'm going to pass a call span for equal 8 size, and I'm going to straight pass my style. Well, because I'm going to say here, if there are no comments, like the original approval, there are no recent comments. Okay, like this one. I'm going to say style. Okay, style equal, I need the text line like this, center. Okay, and here from the middle here, I want to put there are no comments. Not reset. There are no comments. Okay, this is one block of code, and go after that. Go after the closing table row, and now because I open with if statement, this is where I'm going to close it with PHP. Okay, I'm going to say else like this, else colon, and now go to the next line, say PHP. I'm going to use a for each loop. We don't need all this, we don't need the curly base, we don't need this, we don't need this. I want to keep it okay like this, one line of code. Okay, and remove everything. Okay, like this. For each comment as comment. Okay, comment, and put a colon here and go to the next line. Now let me keep those. Okay, go to the next line. Now this is where I'm going to pass another table, my table row tr, and I'm going to pass my table data inside of it. Let's pass our table data inside of this table row, and then let me bring this down. Okay, here my first TD table data, and I'm going to pass my shortcut PHP like this. Let me do this so that you can see what I'm doing. Here's my shortcut PHP, and go after the equal sign here and put a comment, bracket, single quote, my ID. This is the first thing. This is now, I finish with the pound sign, the ID number 1, number 2, and so on. And this is where I call them with my PHP. And this is my first table data. And then I have to do that for name. Okay, I have to do that for content, vote, approved, and date and action. Now I pass the name here, the header. This is inside of the t-head. This is the table data, and this is now I'm going to call everything underneath of it. And the same for, let me show you. Go back inside of our database. I put name, content. Now this is I'm going to call ID1, ID2, and then put name 1, name 2, and everything. Okay, let's go back. Now first it's ID, comment ID. Okay, and I'm bring this close. Okay, now go to the next line, my second table data, and inside of the first one, let's expand this, bring this down, is the opening, the closing. But inside of the first one, I'm going to pass a class called, this is for the image, img for image, stand for image. This for the image. Now and then I want you to go inside here, inside of the table data here, table data class image. I'm going to say image source. This is our source. I want you to pay close attention here of what I'm doing right now. And inside of our source, I'm going to pass a shortcut PHP like this, equal sign and closing. And here after the equal sign, I'm going to say $sign comment. Now I put comment, bracket single quote, and I put image. And after that, here, this is the closing PHP. I want you to open this. And after the closing bracket, put a space, put a question mark, space, and put a HTML special char like this. And put a parentheses. Now, $, put a might call comment, and bracket single quote, image. And after the closing bracket here, I want you to put a comma, space, and this is what I'm going to say end quote, like this. Let me put this, make it smaller. Okay. And after that, after the closing parenthesis here, put a space, put a colon, space, and put a single quote here. I want you to put a single quote. Now, instead of a single quote, this is where I'm going to call my image. And I put the first dot for my first folder. This is my main folder. The second dot, this is for my second folder, which is for the admin folder. And this I put a /, and this is where this is where I'm going to call my default picture. I say default hyphen profile like this, and put a hyphen image.png like this. Now I can bring this close like this. Okay, put it like this. And now what I'm going to do, I want you to go next after the closing here. I want you to go next after the closing double quote here. Go next after that and put a space and put a width. Put a width or equal to 32, and the height is supposed to be 32 as well. And a space. We need the height. We need the height of 32. And here for the okay, alternate. And I want you to put a shortcut PHP inside of it, like this. Okay, equal sign and closing. And next after the equal sign here, put I want you to put HTML, special char, same thing. Okay, and put a parentheses, comment. And now this is where this is where I call my name. Okay, I said I put a bracket, single quote, name. This is for the image name. Okay, now after that, after the closing bracket here, I can make this bigger. Okay, after the closing bracket here, put a comma, space, and this is what I'm going to say end quote. Okay, and now, and after the closing double quote here, go after the closing double quote to this. We need a space, and this I'm going to pass a style here. I'm going to say style equal. I need the border radius, the shape for the image. I don't need it to be square, just around on the border should be round, like I need a border radius. Okay, this is a border radius like this, colon 4 pixel. Okay, style border radius equal 4 pixel, and then this is where this line of code is done. Or I can code it for you if you want. I can code it here, here with the next line. still okay. Let me cut it here. Okay, and make this smaller. I think you got it now. Okay, this is one line of code. This is one line of code. This side, this is one line of code, and this is the opening one. This is one block of code, and then this is one line of code. Opening, the closing. Okay, now go after the closing TD. This is the one block of code. Go after that. My next TD, table data, and do the same thing. This is the shortcut PHP. Put this, okay. Put it like this. Equal closing. Okay. Now inside, after the equal sign, put HTML special char like this, and put a parentheses, comment, bracket, single quote, name. Now this is where I start with. First, this is the name for the image. Now this is the name from here. This is the name, content, submit date, and so on. If you go here, name, and go here, name, content, and so on. Okay, let's go back to our code. Now name, after the closing bracket, put a comma, space. We need end quote, and this line of code is done. Go to the next line here. We need table data, and do the same thing. We need a shortcut PHP equal like this, and go after the equal sign here. I want you to go after the equal sign, and this time I want you to put NL to BR. Okay, put NL. Okay, I use N. Let me try to explain this for you. I use NL to BR. NL to BR is a function, guys. It's a function to insert new line break. I don't use. Let me show you. I don't use. Let me go back. Next line. I don't use backslash N for next line. I use NL to BR for after name. I need a next line. Okay, you go to the next line, and that's why I use inside the PHP NL to BR is a function to enter, is a function for insert HTML break, line break. Okay, and now go to the next line. We need TD, table data. We're not done. Okay, we're not done yet here. Okay, let me add. Okay, let's finish this line. Now after NL to BR, put a parentheses, and we put HTML special char, and after that put a parentheses and put that aside, comment, bracket. Now we're done with name. Now let's call content. Okay, and after the close it here, put a comma, space, and this is where I'm going to put end quote. After end quote, we need the content end quote, and close this. Okay, now this one is done. This line of code is done. Go to the next line. Now next TD, next table data. Let me increase this so that you can see. Okay, next table data. Now do inside of the first one here, I need a class called responsive. After passing the break, and I need a class called responsive hidden like this. And after that, go after here. Okay, this is where go from the middle here. I want you to pass a shortcut PHP equal like this. After the equal sign, I want you to put number format and parentheses, and inside I need comment, bracket, single quote. Now vote. Okay. Now we have name, we have content, this is vote. Okay, bring this. Okay, now I want you to go to the next line. Next TD, table data. Now we have name, content, vote. Now let's create approved. Okay, now I want you to go after here, the first one, put a shortcut PHP like this, and after the equal sign, I want you to put comment, bracket single quote. Now put approved like this, and put, we need a here after the closing bracket, we now put a question mark, space, no space, sorry, no space, question mark, put a single quote, and put yes, capital Y, yes for the approve, yes or no. If you want to approve it, if you want to approve the comment, yes or no, put the I want to put the colon and put a single quote, put no. And this is move this over like this. Okay, and now I want to go to the next line, next table data, next TD, and instead of the first one here, I need a class call it responsive hidden. Okay, and here from the middle here, I need a shortcut PHP like this. This is for date. Remember, we have name, content, vote, approved. Now this is for date like this, and we need a parenthesis. This is where I'm going to pass my date format. I need to put my first single quote, capital F. Okay, now J, comma, space, capital Y, space, capital H, colon, IA. This is date format, and after this, after the single quote, closing single quote, put a comma, space. This now I'm going to say this is the string to time. This is string to time. I'm using string to time, and parentheses, $sign comment, bracket single quote, and now this is I'm going to put a submit date underscore, yes. Okay, and bring this over here, and this line of code is done, and I want you to go to the next line. Okay, my next TD here, what I want to do, I want you to expand here. This is the opening, this is the closing, and now I want you to go inside here. This is where I'm going to pass my first anchor tag, and I'm going to contact the other file because I need the same comment.php. Also, the next file we will create later on, comment without s.php. Now the first one is comment without s.php, and put a question mark id. Also after id, this is where I'm going to, after id, put equal sign, and create a shortcut PHP like this. Okay, and after the equal sign, I want to put a $sign comment, bracket single quote, put id. Also here from the middle before the closing anchor tag, I want to put edit. This is for edit the comment. Okay, now go to the next line, next anchor tag, call it comments.php. Now put it in a question mark. Instead of id, now I need a delete for the delete like this, and then after delete put the equal sign and create a shortcut PHP. Okay, like this, and after the equal sign, now let's call $sign comment, bracket single quote, my id, and here from the middle here, let's put delete. Okay, next line, next anchor tag. Before I pass my next anchor tag, this is where I'm going to call if the comment, like I'm going to say something, if the comment is not approved. if the comment is not approved, you should approve it. Now this is the line. I'm going to say PHP if, okay, if not, if the comment is not approved, like this, bracket single quote, and you put approved, and put colon here after the closing parentheses. Okay, now go to the next line. This is where I'm going to pass my next anchor tag here. This is my next anchor tag. Okay, and I'm going to call it commit.php at this time. Put a question mark, and now we put approve, and put equal sign, and create a shortcut PHP like this. And after the equal sign, let's call commit. Okay, let's call commit, bracket single quote, put ID. And now, okay, from the middle here, we have approve. Okay. Now remember, we have a if, we open with if statement. We have an if statement open. Okay, now we should close it and go to the next line. I'm going to say PHP and if, like this. Close it, and I want you to bring this, the closing table data. This is the opening closing. I'll bring this up. Okay, or what I can do, I can move this block of code inside so that you can see better. Okay, opening, closing. This is the block of code inside of it, and I'll go here. I want you to bring this closing table, bring it up, okay, like this. Okay, and then now I want you to go after this closing table row. Is closing table data, closing table row. Go next after that, go to the next line, and I have to remember, if we scroll up, let's go up, we have for each loop. Now I have to close my for each loop. Also I have a if statement, I have to close it. This is where I'm going to close it here. The first one I'm going to say PHP. This is where I'm going to close my first for end. I'm going to say end for each, like this. I close it. This is the for each loop. Go to the next line, PHP. I'm going to close my if statement, and if, like this. And now bring everything up, body, table, and so on, up, because we're done. Up, up, up. Okay, okay, we're done, guys. This is the last. This is the whole. Remember, don't forget to save everything. Go to file, saver. This is it. This is everything inside of the commit .php. No, nothing left. We don't have to add anything else. Okay. And one thing I wanna add, because we have to call. Remember that we have to call the footer. One thing I want to add, we have to call the footer, and let's create a shortcut PHP like this. And inside of it, after equal sign, I want you to put a template admin footer here, this one, and put a parentheses like this. Okay. After that, this is you put this at the end. This is it. This is everything inside of the comments.php. Now let's go. Okay, go to file, save all. Now let's go back. Let's go back to our browser. Now, if you refresh the page, okay, now we got everything. Okay, let me. Okay, now we have everything from here to here, but we have edit, delete, and we have error message that says undefined error key approved online here comments.php on line 65. Let's go back to our code. It's a line 65. Line 65 is line 65. Okay, let me verify line 65 where it says table data comment. That's table data. Okay, comment approved, question mark. Let me see. Okay, let me check the error message again. Undefined error key approved. Okay, you say approved is not defined. Okay, table data comment. Okay, PHP comment approved. Yes. Okay, there it goes. Okay, because we have yes here, yes, no. Okay, what's wrong? Okay, it's not defined. Let me scroll up and verify what's going on. 65 maybe. Okay, let me figure that. Our error message on line 65. Try to figure it out. Let me see. We have table data comment approved. Yes, no. Now we have okay. Let me see. Name. Okay, now we have comment because let me go back. Here we have undefined key approved on line 65, and this is line 65 here because here there is no error message for name. Here on line 60, on line 62, not for name, not for content, not for vote. Now we have for approved. Let me see, we have comment, and we have comment also for image. Now we have, oh, is the error message, guys. On line 65 we put comments. I want you to fix that. This is it, because we have comments. If you take a look at for image, we have $ comment, and here comment. Now I forgot I put comments. I want you to cut the S at the end here. Okay, let me zoom it because I know I don't want to go back and say we have error message and so on. I want you to fix it right here on line 65. Now we have comment. It's supposed to be comment. Cut S without S, comment without S, and now let's go back and refresh. Go to file, save all, and go back to our browser and refresh the page. Okay, this is it. Yeah, we forgot we add one more S at the end of comment. It's supposed to be comment. Okay, now we remember I told you before, we take everything from our database here. We take everything from here and we display them to here. Okay, now here, next time when you click on create comment, you will get a new page where you will be able to you get a form and to create comment. Now this is, we display everything from our database to here. Now as you can see, when you click on dashboard, you got here. Okay, and we click on comments, and we have all our comments so far. And next we will see, now you cannot edit or see, and we can delete because we have delete button. We can delete, we delete one, and let's go back, and if we refresh the page, our database, here we got less. Okay, and remember here we're supposed to get 7. And if you go back here, if you comment, we cannot edit yet. okay, but we can delete. And if you want to delete this, okay, if you want to delete the camera, you can click on delete, and it's deleted. And if you go here to the dashboard, now we got 6, and we got, let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Let's refresh it. We're supposed to get 6. We have 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, this is it, guys. This is where I left for part 13. Okay, this is remember to remove the line 65. Remember to remove the S at the end of comment. Okay, this is where I left. This is where I start for part 13. This is part 13. Remember that. This is where I'm going to start. So thank you once again for joining me. And if you are new, as you're watching right now, don't forget to subscribe. I want you to click on the like icon. Also share this video, and if you got any errors, let me know. I'll be glad to help you out. All right, thank you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.